Welcome to the first episode of Fine Dining. I'm Jared. I'm here with Connor.
Hi.
And Andrew.
Hi. How are you guys?
Oh,
I'm good.
Tired. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
But like socially tired, not
How
physically
come-
tired, you know?
Every time I ask someone, specifically who works in the kitchen, they just say living the dream.
It's
White
living the
person
dream,
for
or
kill
it's
me.
another day in paradise.
Yep. Both are screams for help.
My favorite when they're like, "How are you?" and you go, "Oh, living the dream," and then they respond with, "Yeah, one nightmare at a time, huh?" I love that.
That's great.
It's just something white people say.
Yeah.
I learned it from my dad. Actually, it's funny. My very first job that I got was at this shitty Italian restaurant.
Italian.
And it's closed now. It went out of business. And it was like 6 months into me working there, it went out of business. And he told us a week before Christmas that we were all out of jobs.
Holy shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but
I started your boss named Scrooge?
No, his name was Mike.
Oh.
Okay, but I walked in there first day and I was dishwashing and I was because I got a job there because my dad worked there.
Yeah.
And this guy who's probably 2 or 3 years older than me came up. His name was Chad, and he was like the skate boy kind of guy, right? And he's like, "Hey, Jared, how you doing?" And I just like looked him dead in the eyes and I was like, "Living the dream." And he goes, "Oh, just like your dad."
What the fuck?
And then he's like, "Hey, JC," which is my dad, right? And he goes, "Yeah, your son's just like you." And he goes, "Okay."
Dude, I love your dad.
I love my dad too. He's the
I
best.
love the fact that his like nickname initials are JC.
They called him
Jesus Christ.
where he works now. They call him Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a character. He recommends me anime.
His dad's great, dude.
He recommends me anime.
He got you a book.
He got me. Yeah. So we're recording this the
Let's
day
do
after
that.
Christmas.
What?
As of right now, this is the day after Christmas.
We'll
We're
get to
recording
that
this,
later.
and for whatever reason, my dad decided that Jared likes to draw, and also he watches animation or something. So here's an anime coloring book.
And they're all little girls.
And they're all little girls. And it's like, it's not even like the cool like big titty animes, you know. I can get down with that.
I think your dad would have just kept that book.
He probably would have kept that for himself. But it's
Just kidding. Don't
it's a bunch of little girls, and it's kind of creeping me out. Not gonna lie, there's like one of them that looks like uncolored.
I mean,
looks like she's drenched in cum.
They're not all like.
There's a few robots.
There's a picture of like a really cool looking robot, and then the very next picture is the same robot with a little girl.
And then followed by a little girl in an electric chair, basically.
It's so weird, and I was like, "Why did you buy me this?" And it was like, "Well, it was the last one they had." And I was like, "Okay, but why did you buy it then?"
So how was your
great.
Christmas, Andrew?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, not too bad. I got a couple of books, and yeah.
Reading some fun literature.
I mean, the books I got, I read. It's just like the Iliad and Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
And then Aesop's Fables.
Oh.
But they're all like leatherback.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they're like, it's a really cool, intricate design.
Mm-hmm.
And all the pages are like that
Gold trimmed.
Yeah. Super pretty books.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we basically just hung out with family.
Nice.
So.
Jared's got some good family stories from this Christmas.
Oh my god.
You have a bad Christmas?
I didn't. I mean, I had a tolerable Christmas. It's just.
I almost invited you to come up with my family because
I would have.
Yeah, I figured you would have preferred that. And I was like, oh, I should message Jared. And I was like, he's probably with family right now.
It's like my family. They're fine. It's my sister, my oldest sister, who like. I don't have any memories of living with her because she moved out before I was like old enough, and She is actually Hitler. Like, reincarnated Hitler. She's one of the worst person I've ever met.
Would she kill your boss?
No, just... She's just so privileged, and yet she's poor. It's like you get... Find somebody who's extremely rich, like their personality, like snarky rich, like I'm so much better than you, and then put it into a poor person.
So they don't even have like the financial backing to be like, okay, I get where their attitude comes from. Not justifying it, but you understand why it's there.
I think those people are the people that the government's trying to just...
So just to sum up what she's like is last year, because she only comes around one time per year, which is Christmas. That's the only time I can fucking stand her. And last Christmas she said, "Don't buy me gifts because I won't buy anybody else gifts." And she didn't buy anybody gifts. But some of us, my parents and stuff, still got her stuff because it's nice and it's the thought that counts.
Right.
And then she was pissed off that Christmas because she didn't get presents from everybody.
I mean, like, I get that, like, you would have that feeling if you didn't buy gifts for people, but not to be, like, visually pissed off and, like...
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if you guys saw her, she did something and said stuff because she was like, well, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. That stuff. I mean, I get the, like... thought about it.
Well, okay, so she was mad that not everybody got her presents when she asked nobody to get her present, right? And then this year, she didn't get half the family gifts because they didn't get her gifts last year.
Wait. Yeah. Wait. I was on board with the...
Like, I'm a petty dick, but I'm not a petty dick on Christmas, okay?
Like...
So I didn't get her a gift last year because she said not to spend money on her.
Yeah.
No, actually, I got her a fucking massive wine glass.
What are you trying to say?
So that she's an alcoholic. Like, it holds an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah?
It's one of those, doctor only said one a day glasses.
I'm pretty sure that was a quote. There was a quote on the side of the box.
Oh, God.
But I got her that, right? And then this year, she didn't get me anything because she said I didn't get her anything last year. And I was like, well, I did. I don't remember that. I was like, all right. There's no point in arguing with her.
Of course, because you got her that big-ass wine glass.
Yeah. It's sad when you're older waking up on Christmas and just realizing it's like...
There's no magic.
I mean, yeah I think I've realized that within the last 2 years. Like, it's... When I was a kid, like, waking up... Like, I used to wake up really early on Christmas Day, and I'd go into, like, my brother and sister's room, and they were living at our place. And we would just talk until, like, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be in there at, like, 4, maybe 5. And then nowadays, it's like... I mean, I'll get my family gifts, and, like, I'll try and be sentimental and be like, what would they like? Go by each person. But
yeah. Well, that's the
I don't really, like... I don't care about getting gifts, because it's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just ask for practical stuff now.
Like, I asked for clothes.
I think lately,
I asked for clothes this year and an air fryer.
Yeah, these pants I'm wearing, nice. That's what I asked for. I was like,
this jacket clothes. That I'm wearing, I got this. Right? This is real nice. Ooh.
I
love the popped collar. I love the
same
collar.
thing. He didn't have an answer for me.
Well, listen, I don't know. Look at the tag.
Yeah.
Stop strangling me.
It
Connor,
says
whoa.
What fucking country is that?
What's it say?
Myanmar. Myanmar?
Myanmar?
Myanmar.
I don't know where that is.
My favorite movie.
Oh my god.
But
I haven't seen it.
This year, my parents were just like, yeah, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, tires? And they're like,
well, we don't have a grand, sorry.
And my mom was like...
Especially for your car.
That's kind of practical. There's nothing, like, fun you want. I was like, tires or money for a tattoo.
I mean, I'm old enough to where it's... Eventually,
tires,
fun stuff just becomes trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing like...
Well, and when she said that, I was like, I buy the stupid shit myself. So I'm gonna ask for the practical shit from other people.
Yeah, some years I've just asked for money. Just because it's like...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I want, and I don't, like... I don't care. So it's just...
My parents can never figure out what to buy me because I'm just like, I just like the sentiment.
Yeah.
I just told my parents, I said, get me some jackets, get me some nice pants, get me some shirts.
A nice jacket is like the best gift. I swear to God.
You know, and Christmas Day, I didn't get out of bed until noon. And then I poured myself a bowl of peanut butter Captain Crunch in my apartment. And I sat on my couch for like 2 hours doing absolutely nothing. I wasn't watching TV, I wasn't playing video games. I just sat there. And I did absolutely nothing. And then I was like, alright, well... And I went back over to my parents' house. And I just sat around there for a few hours until dinner.
Yeah.
And it was like... That feeling of Christmas is just gone.
Yeah, the mysticism disappears as you...
And then the second my sister showed up, all hope of having a nice Christmas was out the window.
Yeah. That sucks. That really sucks.
I still got a bunch of nice stuff.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Just,
you know?
Yeah. I totally understand. My family gets loud.
Mm-hmm.
My family just fights. We all, are at each other's necks if we're together more than, an hour or two.
Yeah.
I saw something, Andrew, and I was going to send it to you, but it was just a caption meme, and it was just like, I'm not going to get political on on Christmas. Then underneath it was like me 6 eggnogs in. And then it was just like, Andrew, why the fuck do you hate the poor?
Because they're useless.
Because they contribute nothing. I was like, I should send that to Andrew. His name's in it. He'll find that funny.
I'm not going to lie, though. That bowl of peanut butter Captain Crunch, pristine and delicious.
I think...
Like a delicacy on Christmas morning.
Best meal of
Do
the
you
day.
guys like the all-berry, all...
Oops, all berries?
Yeah.
It just tastes like normal Captain Crunch. They just made the puffs bigger. That's all it is.
I like it, but it turns my shit green. And I've never eaten it again after I had it.
Okay.
I was just like, that's disgusting.
I haven't seen these in stores in a long, long time. At least not here in Oregon. Mm-hmm. But it's this cinnamon French toast cereal.
Yeah.
And they're shaped like toast.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those in forever.
Oh, go to, I'll tell you later, but there's a store where I know they have them.
Hell yeah. You need to get me some of those.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so good. Or honeycomb. I haven't seen honeycomb in a while.
I think they...
Were they shaped like honeycombs?
Yeah. I used to have those all the time.
Maybe Safeway?
I don't know. But, what do you guys' favorite cereals?
Like fat kid cereal, it's the Reese's peanut butter puffs.
Oh. Reese's Puffs! Reese's Puffs! Beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up!
What the fuck?
Peanut butter chocolate, great when separate. But when they combine, they make the morning time epic!
Look, I know.
Have you not seen the commercials?
Why just get copyrighted on just
Yes, see the fucking Reese's Puffs jingles.
Oh.
I have. Well, apparently not all of them. Not since they've really made a rap out of it.
I personally love Captain Crunch. Like all the Captain Crunch cereals are like my favorites, especially the peanut butter one. It tastes just like the Reese's one, but it's just better. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think that like the Reese's Puffs one has like this certain like coating over it.
Yeah, it's got the weird peanut butter coating almost.
Yeah,
and
the Captain Crunch doesn't.
Yeah,
it's more or less just like a puffy corn or whatever.
Yeah, it tastes like peanut butter, but it's so good. That and I like Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops are great.
I love Life. Like the sugared Life.
Any cereal that has those little dried out strawberries. Oh my god!
I can't.
I love them. I love them. Am I
like Special K? Like,
yeah. Have you ever had their Special K bars?
No.
Those are fine. Those are
so
fine.
good.
No,
I love those.
I liked the Nature Valley. Like
I always hated those because it tasted like I was eating fucking sandpaper.
No. The Nature Valley.
I would
gooey
ones and put them in yogurt.
The gooey
like
Nature's
granola.
Whatever they were. The ones that weren't
Nutri-Grain?
No.
Those are good.
No. They were the Nature's Valley ones, but they weren't the crunchy ones.
Mm-hmm. Did they have like that bottom layer?
They were like with honey and everything, and they were softer. They're chewier.
Huh.
So much. Oh, they're so good. The crispy ones make it. I need like sawdust. Like I'm eating sawdust.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Like raspberry yogurt. Oh, So
I have some raspberry yogurt at home I need to eat before the 31st, and it's like a fucking 4-quart container.
Yoplait has those like little containers, you know, the small little yogurt ones.
Yeah, I get those when I do my meal prep.
As a kid, right, I had never had Boston cream pie, but I loved it.
I fucking love Boston cream pie.
I never had it, right?
So
and I had this in my mind that I loved Boston cream pie because it looked so delicious.
Yeah.
And the first, it was a Yoplait yogurt that said Boston cream pie on the side, and I don't know what the fuck was wrong with it. Oh my god, it was horrible. I vomited, projectile vomited when I tasted it. And then I had this thought in my head that I just hated Boston cream pie for the next 2 or 3 years. And then I tried it at this party thing, and I was like, fuck you, Yoplait. You made me think I hated this. I was deceived.
I was lied to.
That's great.
I love yogurt though.
Yogurt in general is good.
Yogurt's good.
It's culture.
The yogurt I hate is just like that non-flavored.
It tastes like sour cream, basically.
Yeah.
Ugh. Whoever eats that, Connor.
Well,
you're supposed to add stuff in.
I know, but
you're supposed to add honey and vanilla and stuff to it to make it, edible.
Yeah.
Still. Yoplait's orange cream
yogurt with almonds one time.
Why? Is it just for baking it into something else?
I don't know.
Or if you hate flavor,
additives.
I remember there was one time at work, it was a breakfast shift, and they ordered a yogurt parfait, so I put that into a glass with granola and strawberries and everything, and it got sent back immediately, and she said I just put sour cream in there. And I was like, what? And our chef was like, why'd you put sour cream in there? And I was like, I didn't. And then they tasted that, and they're like, that's sour cream. And I was like, that's not sour cream. And I showed them the whole the container of it. And they stuck a spoon in it and they tasted it and they were like, that's sour cream. Are you sure nobody just put it in there and didn't label it? I'm like, why would they put it in the yogurt container? And
I was such a good prank.
I was on the verge of
Last
tears.
Day, fuck you.
I was on the verge of tears because this our chef was yelling at me, and I was still a dishwasher, but I was helping out.
Yeah.
And I was just distraught. And apparently, it wasn't sour cream. It was just the unflavored yogurt.
Because it's just bitter.
It's just gross.
Yeah.
You know what also is a gross breakfast food? Oatmeal.
I like
oatmeal with brown sugar and apples.
Plain oatmeal. Plain oatmeal.
Thank you,
nothing else in it.
Yeah, plain oatmeal.
Disgusting.
Who eats plain? Also, who
Old
calls
people.
it cereal?
I hate that when people
Shut
are
up.
like, oatmeal's hot cereal. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I will pound you to a small pulp. It is not cereal. It is hot oats.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's
disgusting. Go back to your plantation.
You old crotchety bitch.
Boomer.
Delicious breakfast food. Pop-Tarts.
Did you guys ever put yours in the toaster?
Yeah.
Rarely.
Toaster oven.
You either eat them raw
I never had.
or
I
you
typically
freeze them.
eat them raw.
Freeze them.
Straight raw.
You've never had a frozen Pop-Tart?
No.
It's good.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
a frozen clam.
I'm gonna have to buy some, and then I'll freeze some, and the next time you guys come over, you can have them.
What's your guys' favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
S'mores. A frozen s'mores one.
Yes!
Yeah.
That was also our boss's favorite flavor.
It's great.
S'mores and Oreo. Those are my two favorite.
I haven't had the Oreo one.
Oreo's good.
Yeah, I used to be...
cookies and cream. It's a fucking Oreo.
It's an
Did you guys
Oreo.
play that video game? I think it was for the GameCube.
The
And it's called...
Pop-Tart video game.
No, it's called Cookies and Cream.
No, that sounds like innuendo, though.
It was like this cooperative, co-op game for the story.
Mm-hmm.
And you each would go down on this, it's like a vertical path over top.
I just got such a distant memory. Not of what you're talking about, but I have a story after this.
But you each kind of had parts of the level you would unlock for each other, and you would go down, and then you would have to beat the level working with each other.
Oh.
Really fun game. And they were both it was an orange and a pink rabbit, and one of them, I think, his ears would go and he could fly with them.
Oh, that sounds really cute.
Like that. Yeah. Distant memory. That was a fun game.
I just want to interject right here. I just looked up a ranking for all the Pop-Tart flavors, and they put cookies and cream behind pumpkin pie. And I love pumpkin pie, but I tried these Pop-Tarts and they were horrible. They were horrible Pop-Tarts. And then they have chocolate fudge right after that. And chocolate fudge is in the top 3.
They have a chocolate fudge Pop-Tart?
Oh my god, the chocolate fudge Pop-Tart, if you freeze it, so
tastes
good.
like actual fudge.
Oh my god. What? Where's they have cinnamon brown sugar.
I used to eat the strawberry ones when I was a kid.
S'mores is number 7? Okay, well,
growing up,
foodwarning.com.
Just because my mom was like...
I was going to say, growing up on the cheaper end of things, parents would always buy that little brown sugar strawberry mix thing of, like, the Pop-Tarts where it came with, like, 2 of each or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, alright, we don't have time for actual breakfast this morning, you fucking
Here's
Pop-Tart.
a Pop-Tart.
Shut up.
Yeah.
But, the very vibrant memory I just got. So...
Ooh, hot fudge sundae. Also a delicious Pop-Tart.
Also very good.
Yes.
I've been craving a sundae for the past week.
Yeah.
But, I got a Kindle one year for Christmas. It was like 2 years after they came out. It was just like the base one. Parents got it used or something. And I loved reading, still do. But I learned real quick I don't like digital reading. I like the feel of paper. Yeah, unless I'm reading like a manga or something.
I like that too.
But
speaking of manga, I gotta tell you something. But yeah.
Okay. I was using my Kindle for a while, and then I realized there was an adult section on the Kindle store. I'm like fucking 14 or something, and I start scrolling through these books, and I realize a lot of the books just straight up, some of them are free, and they're smut. And so...
Oh, like those old woman...
Yeah.
Kind of like romance books.
I found one, but it was clearly made for men, and it was called Cookies and Milf. And so naturally, I downloaded it and read it. I realized...
Reddit? You went on
Reddit?
Reddit? I posted it on Reddit illegally. No. I got halfway through it and then I realized if my parents go into the store, they'll see that as the most recent search on my Kindle. So I start freaking the fuck out.
Like it was a misclick, sorry.
I literally...
I was looking up cookies and milk, Mom.
No, naturally, I did what any kid did. I said it was a misclick. But before that, I just let it die. And I never recharged it. So my parents...
I locked it in the trunk and
my
I threw it in the river.
My parents were like, why don't you use your Kindle anymore? I was like, I don't know, I just forgot to charge it.
Oh
and I finally did charge it, and when I charged it, that was the first thing that popped up when I turned it on, and I was like, oh no. And my mom looks over my shoulder, and she's like, what the hell is Cookies and Milf? And I'm just like, I don't know.
And then you came.
Straight onto the Kindle.
And that's the milk.
Cookies and Milf. Cummies and Milf.
I mean, I never had a Kindle or like an iPad or anything when I was a kid, but I had a Nintendo DSi.
What about our school-required iPad?
DSis were the shit.
Yeah, I loved the DS.
I don't know if you guys ever saw that news story about how a pedophile could drive up next to you and see that you were in the car with your DSi out.
Really?
And he
It
could
was
whip out
some
his
Fox
DSi.
News bullshit.
He could whip out his DSi and talk to you through the Picto chat. First of all,
Let's see if I can find it.
First of all, what pedophile is gonna look into your in the car next to them on the highway and go, "There's a little boy in there using his eye."
Oh, what is that? A DSi?
And then he whips out his DSi
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Hey there, little boy," and you're driving along next to them for how long?
Yeah.
And how is he using a DSi and driving? 'Cause it's a pen and everything.
I found some stuff. I don't think it's the actual media clip. But there's also a lot of... Here's one. Best 2010 to 2013 flip notes from DSi and 4K.
Oh.
Do you remember Flipnote, Hatana?
Oh, I love flipping.
That shit was awesome.
Oh.
I think that's why there are so many furries nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody drew themselves as like a little animal.
I
Or
think
like
it's
a
from
Pokemon.
that
Zootopia.
that cat who's a captain in Treasure Planet.
Oh, I would fuck the shit
Oh
out
my
of
god.
I would
Oh my
fuck the
god.
shit out of that woman.
I would do unspeakable things
Oh
to
my
her.
god.
That feline.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Oh yeah.
What about Lola Bunny? Do you realize how much of a sexual awakening that was for so many teenagers, probably?
But she was more of a... No, wait. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Bitch was a straight rabbit. You're thinking
I was
of Roger
thinking of
Rabbit's
Jessica.
wife.
I was thinking Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica
yeah.
Rabbit.
Yes.
Also,
Bad,
but
she's just
also,
drawn that way.
but also a straight icon.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
I didn't
Wait,
see
what?
I didn't see that movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I never saw it either, but I knew who she was.
It's so good. It's one of my favorites.
Dude.
I remember watching it when it came on Cartoon Network at like 8 p.m. one night, and I watched it with my dad.
Just like
Such a good fucking movie.
watching behind the scenes, because it's all like, I think hand animated.
I don't know if it's
I
hand
think a lot of it was.
I think a lot of it is.
But they had just like puppetry, just like working with a lot of props. Like
Yeah.
when there's a video of them like puppeting a gun, and then them overlaying just one of those bad. I think it was a rat or something.
The weasels or whatever.
Weasels, yeah.
Yeah. It's
The
just like
mafia
so
weasels.
cool.
Yeah.
That stuff, that kind of animation.
It's so
stuff,
fun.
it's awesome.
That and old Inkwell cartoons like Betty Boop, that type
Yeah.
of stuff. That stuff's really cool. What if it's really, really racist?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's still a cool art style regardless.
gotta differentiate the art.
That's why Cuphead's so good.
We have to play that. I wanna
There's
play
no
that.
horrible caricatures in Cuphead, so hey.
No. Well, because
Not yet.
they shied away from that for obvious reasons.
I would hope so.
Someday they're gonna be like, oh, that
New
carrot
DLC.
has slit eyes and it's like a shade of yellow, maybe.
That onion cries a lot, and it's a millennial,
And it's fat.
and it's fat.
Fat
This is
shaming.
offensive. No, it's an onion. Because cutting onions makes you cry. That's the whole
I
joke.
think
Speaking of which, Jared is the worst when it comes to
Oh
cutting
my god, I
onions.
can't cut onions or I will
Are
immediately
you
tear up.
serious?
Yeah,
There have been times where, like, I've had to just leave my cutting board and go into the freezer, like when I was working at Whole Foods.
Uh-huh.
And I was just, like, standing there and just, like, waving the cold air into my eyes
Yeah.
just because I couldn't handle it.
There was one time I got real close, but it's because I cut like 30 red onions on the slicer, and I was just going to get it done
You did
as
a
fast
slicer?
as possible.
Yeah?
It was for a
I mean, I guess it is 30 onions.
it was for an event where we just pre-made a bunch of burger sets. Or sandwich sets, technically. It was lettuce, tomato, and onion, and it was just like a buffet that was going to be held outside, and people would walk by and grab one or whatever. So I was like, this is just going to be way fucking faster. And so I just went through all of them, and literally when I finished with the 30th one, I could feel my eyes like right on the verge, and I was like,
Oh.
I'm not going to do it.
Have you ever
I'm not going to
felt
fucking do it.
like the juice of an onion hit your
Hit you?
eyeball?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Horrible
I cut into
feeling.
I cut into an onion one time, right? And like I didn't cut all the way through, and then I stuck my thumbs into it and I pulled it apart, and I pulled it apart towards me, and I just got onion juices straight all over my face, and immediately I cried, and then so our chef walks around the corner, he's like, "Hey, you doing all right, Jared?" And I looked at him and went, "Yeah, chef."
There was one point Jared had to cut like an entire case of white onions.
My, it took me hours.
And so
Holy shit.
I'm not sure if he went and grabbed them eventually, or I looked at him and was just like, try these.
You got goggles?
Yeah, literally our chemical goggles. Jared ended up wearing
Well,
those.
so, okay, so
while chewing a piece of gum. And they worked.
One of my coworkers
Makes sense.
at Whole Foods,
It's
he would
usually
bring
in your
swimming
head, too.
goggles
Yeah.
when he
The
cut
thing
onions.
is, though, it's not the onion like vapors that makes you cry. It's your nose, your sinuses and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
It's
Oh.
So if you literally plugged your nose, it wouldn't happen to
fine.
you.
Huh. Well, have you
And it's
ever
mostly
tested
in your head.
that bread?
So
Is that a myth where you have a piece of bread in your mouth
Yeah.
or something and it catches vapor or whatever?
or you're chewing a piece of gum.
Yeah.
Chewing a piece of gum is another one that doesn't help.
No?
Not at all.
Fuck you, internet.
Yeah.
Fuck you, cool life
I
hacks.
found out if you just get really fast at it, you can get it done real quick.
Yeah.
Also, very sharp knife. Use
Not
a
if you're
very,
weak.
use a very
dull
sharp
knife
knife.
will bring all of those enzymes straight out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You're just
Because
crushing
you're
it.
just
Yeah.
mashing.
destroying cells basically.
Yeah.
That's why I'll use like the tip of my knife. Because that's like the...
Just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip,
You
Andrew.
just stab it in there and then ram it down.
Yank it.
I watched the first Scream movie
Yes!
earlier today.
I love that movie.
It's like, I mean, it's dated, but it's still so good.
It's
so
fucking
good.
terrific.
Yeah.
That's
I
why I
haven't-
told you it's
I
like
haven't
one of my
seen it.
favorite. I think it's on
You
You
Netflix.
haven't seen it.
I haven't watched
Oh fuck
any,
you!
like-
You just watched it the other day.
No, not for the first time.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
just
okay.
again.
No, I just haven't seen
Fuck
any.
you. It's like you can't give up shit. You just watched it.
I haven't seen any horror
Oh, I was
movies
sitting
at
on
all.
my right nut.
Literally, I think it was 2 Halloweens ago, right? Me, Connor, and another friend picked up a copy of Halloween, the old one. Like the very first one.
Like the first one?
First Halloween.
Oh, no, we went over to my house.
We went over to how... Yeah. Well, no, we picked up a copy from somewhere, and we were like, we're going to watch this.
Oh, it was Best Buy.
It was Best Buy. Yeah. And
I remember now. I remember.
we went back to Connor's house, and I was like scared because I hadn't seen a horror movie before.
How old were you?
Even if it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, not long ago at all.
So I was like, what, 19, 18, something like that, and I had never seen a horror movie before, so I was like, I don't like horror movies. This is gonna be terrible, and I laughed through most of it because it's old and it's cheesy.
Like those old horror movies.
I love old horror movies.
I laughed every time that like.
Piano
came in.
I mean, great score to that movie.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
iconic.
No. Great. I can't watch like modern horror movies though. I'm too much of a wimp.
Alien Covenant.
Alien! Really don't bring up Alien Covenant. I'm bringing fucking horrible imagery back into my head. I don't like gore.
Alien movies for all the architecture, personally.
Hate gore.
And the first one was amazing.
What's wrong?
I don't like packs out like the sight of blood like some people do.
You can't watch a Saw movie.
Watching somebody get their rib cage ripped open makes me want to vomit.
You would love to watch that scene in Saw.
How about the scene from Terrorizer where he hangs a chick upside down and cuts her through her legs with a chainsaw?
What?
Yeah, it's this black and white clown that's really gross and does vile things. There's a scene where he shits in this
He's
pizza
got that
place
like fucked up teeth, right?
Yeah. Really cool design, really creepy.
Okay.
The movie's subpar at the best. But there's a scene where he strings up this one party girl upside down, completely naked, and then cuts her down.
Shit.
With a chainsaw, and it's just like, ugh.
There's a scene in Alien Covenant, right?
Call that
where
penetration.
they have like, because it's like one of the aliens is like a pale white skinny alien.
Yeah, the protomorphs or something.
Oh god, they were creepy looking. I didn't like them, right?
Yeah.
And this thing like is like in right behind her, and she turns around and like sees it, right? And then this thing just rips into her neck and her back, and like it just cuts after that.
Her pussy in her
but
back.
It just oh god.
I think one of the worst, like it wasn't necessarily gross, but I've never wanted it to happen, and it was in this movie called Sanctum, and it was about caving, and they're like ziplining across, or they might not be ziplining. I think they are ziplining across this cave, and this girl gets her hair stuck in the zip line, and it literally just scalps her head.
Yeah.
And you see, like, they show it, like, lift her scalp up, and it's one of the most just, like, visceral.
You can feel that.
I hate it. I hate that shit.
Scalping
so
sounds
good.
so awful.
So,
our boss told us a story of how he saw a guy get scalped a little while back.
Dude. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
One of his buddies jumped a counter and scalped him.
Because he wouldn't pay
Or something. No, it wasn't.
money.
He wasn't like friends with him or anything. He was just like.
Oh, I thought it may have been work related. Someone just fucking.
No, it
it was work for him at the time. I'll tell you that.
He's not a murderer,
I guess
guys.
that's fair.
He's not a murderer. Just clarifying that.
Just real close.
He's never killed anybody that we know of.
Yeah, nothing we can prove.
One of my worst fears is just like swarms, bugs of swarms of bugs. There was this old. I guess it's not super old. Probably like early 2000s. It's a movie called Swarm, and it's like a huge swarm of ants.
Yeah.
And they're like traveling across Africa, and they're like destroying whole villages and shit, and like. It's really bad graphics. Like, the very beginning, it's like it's a woman running, and then she trips, and then the ants just, like, swarm over her and leave a skeleton.
Yeah.
And, it looks so bad nowadays.
There's this old movie, I think it's just called Ants, but somehow, like, trees have grown. I think so. It's an old movie, and, like, somehow more oxygen has gotten into the air, and ants have grown really big. And it's a really old movie. I think it's black and white, but it's one of the worst fucking
So what about Attack of the Killer Tomato?
the reason.
Have you not heard about that?
No.
Oh my god.
The reason I'm so scared of ants,
like
right?
3 or 4.
Is like when I was younger. And it was at the pumpkin patch where you go and pick out your pumpkin or whatever, and they had little hay maze and whatnot. And I dove between 2 bales of hay, trying to get like through the maze, and it wasn't. You weren't supposed to do that, right? And I got semi-stuck, right? And then I felt like an itching and everything.
Semi-pro.
And I was like, I felt like an itching and everything. I was like, oh, it's just the hay. And then I like stopped and looked, and there was a massive ant nest right in the center of it. So I was just covered in ants.
Oh.
And they were like going my nose and shit, and I flipped. I screamed fucking loud.
Yeah,
I absolutely would have, yeah.
And I can't do swarms. Oh, God, just ants in general. Like, a single ant, fine.
I've always wanted to own, like, an ant colony.
I couldn't do that because I feel like they'd get out and eat me.
Have it but yeah.
The get out part I get. I don't know about the eat me part.
Actually, that whole crystal skull action.
I'd wake up and my leg would be half skeletized. No, but, like... Oh, my God, it scarred me. It scarred me for life.
Yeah.
And... so at the end of that Swarm movie, though, it turns out the ants are being controlled by aliens. Or they are aliens. It's really stupid. And then, like, an ant gets in one of the main guy's ears, and it's, like, fucking rummaging around in his brain and biting shit. So he goes insane. And at the end, he's, like, standing next to the alien ship, and they all come to a compromise or whatever. And then he just whips out a grenade, and he's like, ah! He pulls the pin, and they all run away, and the aliens all die and explode and whatnot. And I was like, what?
That just makes me think of
what?
Mars Attacks.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much fun.
That and, like, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Some
Super
of the
campy.
best cheesy, campy movies.
Like the original Star Wars. Fuck you, purists. They're campy as fuck. I love them.
They're great.
I
fucking love them.
I love them too, but they're campy.
You know, I told you about, like, I think people just, like, hate it so much that it starts that people start to love it more. And, like, it's cool to love it, and so people jump on.
Yeah.
And then it becomes cool to hate
it. Yeah.
And it's just a vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. So fuck you, have your own opinion, and stick with it.
Formulate an opinion yourself.
Yeah.
Also, it's fine for opinions to change based on different information.
Yeah.
People change over time.
Sure.
That's my rant.
Sure.
I haven't changed much. I mean, I know the whole change thing, like, some people are, horrible assholes because they had something traumatizing early in their life, or they were raised wrong. I was raised fine. I have no traumatizing events, besides the ant thing. And, like, generally had a fine childhood.
Yeah.
But I'm just an asshole. And I know it. And the people around me know it.
Yeah.
But I'm just an asshole. And that's just how I am. And I don't see myself changing.
It'll happen one day.
It'll happen one day. I'll be like, I've wasted my life being mean to people. Here, Connor, take all my savings. And I'll kill myself.
No, that won't happen.
Yeah.
You won't
I would never give Connor
kill
my savings.
yourself, and in your will, just say, fuck you.
Yeah. What stupid shit would you guys put in your wills?
I think just that. Just fuck you.
Find a guy named Will. Give him random.
I give all of the carpet in my house to my brother.
You have to tear it out yourself.
My sister can have all the drywall.
Can you leave anything to animals? I don't think you can.
I think you can.
Is it legally?
I don't know if you can leave money to animals, because what the fuck are they gonna do with it?
I was gonna say, like, if I became
in stocks,
if I became a billionaire, could I just leave all my stuff to my cat?
God,
Listen,
I'd love
if
to
I
do that.
died, I'd leave everything to Beans.
Piss everyone off.
I think also I'd write like this, like I can't even think of the
prenup.
yeah, I'd write a prenup. No, in my will I'd just like a scavenger hunt.
Oh,
and like I'll be like, you'll get the money when you go and do all these things, and they'll like get to a chest,
just
and
fuck
they'll
all in
open it, and it's just like trash.
No, see, what mine would be, right? It's like a spring-loaded chest, and you open it and just flings spiders on you.
Or throws ants.
Throws ants. You must face my fears.
Face what I could never
And it's like
conquer.
fire ants or something that like hurt when they bite you, and they're just flung all over.
What
you.
about fucking camel ants?
fuck camel ants, dude.
Fucking camel spiders.
Fuck carpenter ants too.
I never
love
want
carpenter ants.
Oh, they're big and they're scary.
They don't even do anything.
No, but they're scary. Especially in big swarms because they're already big ants.
You
And then they're that big swarm. You're like, ah!
let them
big
crawl
ants
on you.
No, they're carpenter. They like chew your houses and shit.
Yeah,
And they can
but
cause like roof damage and like
that was
other shit.
termites.
I'll keep him
That too.
in a tank. Not
I'll
my
keep them in a
house.
tank, a wooden tank. They will eat through and then kill Jared.
A glass tank. Come on, Jared.
Fucking
God,
wooden
yeah.
21st
tank.
century.
Just, I could never have an ant farm. I'd be like counting them and making sure there's the right amount. Or I'd be like, one got out. He's gonna start his own colony in the walls.
I know what I'm gonna get
And
Jared
you know,
for his birthday.
I'm gonna be moving. I'll be moving furniture or something, and I'll put a hole in a wall, and ants will just stream out.
Disgusting.
I would probably faint. Like I'd be so shocked that I faint right there. Yeah. And then you guys wouldn't hear from me for a few days.
That
You
ants
come
will eat
over and you like bust my door down because I'm not answering and everything, and there's just ants everywhere.
Your cat's hiding on the fridge. It's the
And
only
they
safe
like-
area.
And the beans is
The
just
ants
sitting in
have
the chair,
completely,
cleaning
like-
all the ants.
It's like that scene from Indiana Jones where they separate because of the skull.
Yeah.
Ants have not gone anywhere near me because I shit myself when it fainted.
No, that's valuable protein. That goes straight for your ass, bud.
They've got growing larvae, Jared. Come on.
That scene from Indiana Jones though with the ants is also another reason why I'm scarred from ants. When they like crawl into the guy's eyelids and shit and then fall into the
It
god.
definitely made me
What the
like, yeah, it was disgusting. But
It's like,
going
why
back and
not?
watching it, it's like, that's so.
There's a
It's
little
so
there
rough.
was a
It looks
Lego
so-
Or
set.
the gophers.
There was a Lego set dedicated to that scene.
I had that Lego
So-
set
I had it.
with
I
the
had
big
it
ants.
too, and it had like the big ant pieces. And every time I touched them, I felt gross.
Really?
They were
because
kinda
they
like
were
spongy.
ants, and they looked like spiders more like, but they were like gooey almost. And
Mm-hmm.
ooh, they really made me uncomfortable. And I would hide them in a separate box so my brother couldn't use them either.
I think
You should tell a story about what your brother did to his stuffed animal.
you fuck it. Put a
Oh
stick
no, it
on
was my stuffed animal, and that's a story for another one. I can't bring that up right now.
What? This is so good.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. I'll have to
What
tell
a
you once we're
dick.
done recording.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
put a warning on that one.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You'll
It's
just
pretty
tell
gross.
it, and you'll just do one long beep throughout the 5 minutes of the story.
I mean, I had a lot of stuffed animals growing up. Quite a few, actually. My brother
Me
had
too.
way more than me.
Yeah, I had stuffed animals.
I think
Although, I named all of them, and we weren't very creative in naming them.
This is Bearsy.
I had a dog one, and he had like big fucking huge head, and his chest was really small, but then he had a fat ass, dude, a big one because all the stuffing just sank to the bottom. It was like an older one.
Your brother get to it?
It wasn't that one he got to, but I named him straight doggy, and that's what I called him.
This is
And then my brother had a cat, like with a little red bow on it, and we named it Kitty. We were very, very, uninteresting names, obviously.
I'm unimpressed.
I'm sorry.
That's terrible. I'm disappointed. Get out of my
Although
house.
we did have another stuffed animal, right? It was like a small body and then a huge head for a dog, and we named him Rufus.
Rufus.
And that was good.
That's good, man.
It's quality.
I don't think I ever named my stuffed animals. I think I more or less just had
I
them.
think I still have that doggy one somewhere.
I
Probably
didn't
my
name my
parents'
stuffed
house,
animals.
buried in a bunch of shit. But I'm still.
I had an imaginary friend for a while.
Oh, I
Yeah?
never had an imaginary
Yeah.
friend.
I never did either.
When I was growing up in Arizona, only child, so nobody else to talk to.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
why.
that's why. And at one point in time, my parents were just like, "Hey, what if you had a little brother? What do you think you'd want to name him?" And I was just like, "Oh, I already have an imaginary friend. His name's William. I don't need a brother." And my parents were just like, "Oh,
Well, let's give him psychology. Like, let's call a psychologist right
let's
now.
call a doctor."
Are you telling us that you're not an only child and your parents kept their second baby
He's
from
in the
you
basement.
for like 10 years?
My dad always told me that. He said they died because he was bad, and they buried him in the backyard. And my dad had a big old lump of dirt in the backyard, and he said, "That's where we buried him. You better not be bad, or we'll bury you too." And I behaved because of that.
No wonder You're an asshole.
I don't even know. They always had a different name for him too. Whenever we brought him up.
Yeah.
Or he always threatened to strip me down naked and roll me in the snow if I was ever horrible.
I think I've heard that one before.
You guys
from
ever
my
do
grandfather.
Like,
down.
Strip down naked and roll in the snow?
Go to a hot spring or not naked, but sit in the hot spring and then jump out. Or in a jacuzzi or anything.
Great way
to
get
in the hot tub and then jump out and go into the cold pool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Best.
That was really fun.
I had a friend since kindergarten, and they had a jacuzzi on their second story house. Mm-hmm. They're well-off family, and okay, let's go. I know exactly where they live. They don't have a cover over their jacuzzi. It's those slitted pieces of wood.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that's called.
Those are cool.
But it was just snowing one night really hard. And we were just chilling in the jacuzzi, just talking and hanging out. It was so beautiful. The winters we have here are one of the best.
So
nice.
I hate
pretty recently actually, in the last year.
Yeah.
I went on a trip for school, because it was I'm culinary right now. I'm almost done with my degree.
I guess,
yeah. But we did a trip, and we went to Salem.
Yeah.
Salem, yeah, Oregon's capital.
You go to any witch trials, dude?
But so while there, right, we stayed in this really nice hotel, and they had a jacuzzi there, or not a hot tub.
Yeah.
And the jets spun, so the water was almost kind of like a mini whirlpool, not like a full-on whirlpool, but it spun that way.
That's cool.
And I was the only one there. It was 8:00 at night,
dude.
And I'm just on my back spinning. And this employee opens the door to the pool and goes, "Are you okay?" And I looked up and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." And he's like, "Oh okay." And as he's closing the door, I hear him go, "Oh thank God." I just thought there was a body spinning in the hot tub.
Dude, I bet it's happened.
I bet it has.
Could you imagine?
And it was I just drowned and I'm just spinning in the hot tub and all bloated and gross.
It
takes a little while before you bloat.
He probably didn't know how long I'd been there. I literally was on my back and spun there for a good 15 minutes.
Guys ever read and watch the story about the one Japanese gal that was visiting a hotel, and she entered the elevator and then just disappeared?
Oh yeah, and they found her in the water tanks underneath the hotel.
No, it was on top of the hotel.
Oh, on top of the hotel.
Yeah, and because guests were complaining all of the water was dirtied and browned and tasted gross. Yeah, it was because of her decomp in the water container.
They're just drinking shit.
Yeah. And they have no evidence or no visuals of how she got in there.
Where? Where was this?
I don't know, some hotel in Japan, I think? Somewhere.
Oh, I thought you meant she came, over here.
I know she was a tourist somewhere. I feel like it was here in the United States or in, India.
That's not for you.
She just wants strawberry
She took a sip of your strawberry smoothie.
Oh, nice smoothie.
My grandpa used to be a cop in, on homicide for, 30 years.
Yeah.
And he has this story where they went to a suicide.
Yeah.
They went to a call where people were complaining about a smell. And they went to this guy's house. Yeah, they went to this guy's house. And they were just looking for him. No one answered. And so they, broke in. And, there were a couple, doors open. And it was an apartment kind of as big as this, I guess.
Oh, don't say that.
And there was a door shut. And they could see a belt that was in there. And it was... So they knew that where he was, and they were like, "Oh!" So he hung himself, and they heard buzzing, and he had left his heater on in that room, and that heater was right next to him.
Yeah.
So it was by his feet.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know that, and so first of all, my grandpa. Because they kind of pulled pranks with each other, and really they were kind of fucked up. Sometimes they would put dead crows in their people's offices, and just they got pretty they.
I love it.
But so my grandpa was I won't say his name, but he was "Hey, check this door. I'll cover you." And so he swung open the door. and his body just like swung open with the door, and it was like right up in his face, and he was just like, and he just started screaming. And then when they got his body down and they got him in a bag and stuff, or maybe this was before the bag. But so when people die and they decompose and stuff, all that fluid is going to drain down with gravity.
Yep.
And so his feet kind of just like
were bloated.
Yeah, and they kind of fell apart.
Oh.
And all that, and his buddy was wearing boots at the time, and his pants were in his boots. And all that fucking just body juice fell in his boots and just all over his legs. And my grandpa was like, he spent literally 45 minutes just throwing up.
Yeah.
And just he was done. He was off the call for a little bit. I was like, oh my god, I would like to be a cock, but I'm never.
Speaking of bodily fluids, I gotta piss.
Alright, Andrew, we need to carry some conversation while Jared empties his bodily fluids.
Yeah, he's gonna go jack off.
Earlier at work today, he looked at me. He's just like, I'm gonna go beat the fuck out of my dick before the rush hits. I was like, alright, man, get one in for me. He's just like, alright, can do.
Have you ever masturbated at a workplace?
No.
No?
I have not.
Pussy.
Pussy? I ain't that horny.
No.
Horny as hell half the time, but I wait till I get home at least. I've got a schedule. I got my times.
No?
Jared's got a schedule.
I think after that I just told him I was just sitting there looking at my phone because I wanted a break, and we're not given breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't smoke, so I can't go outside for 20 minutes and... Andrew.
Maybe you should start.
Right.
We've made that joke to each other so many times. Like, oh, I'm going to start picking up a nicotine habit so I can sit on my ass for 10 minutes.
Why not?
Take a little breather. What the fuck?
Beans is going crazy.
Yeah, Beans
My
just
cat's
almost
a
knocked
nut
a light
job.
over. I love her. Wondrous.
Leaps and fucking...
Leaps and bounds and
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, she's a nut job. A real nut job.
I can't remember the name of the cat, but they have certain levels for the size because they kind of breed it with this
Seymour.
bigger cat. Yeah, Seymour. So it's a Seymour cat, and you can get cats that are...
Yeah, you see more because he's bigger.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
That was terrible.
What were you saying, Andrew?
I was just gonna say they get I don't know, that long, and they can sit that high.
Oh yeah.
My boss has one, and I saw it the other day. One of the most beautiful cats I've ever seen. Yeah.
Snuggle. I love cats.
When I was younger, we had this cat.
Dogs too.
And
cats.
he had a normal name at first. And then I don't remember what his normal name was because we didn't have him for very long. But eventually we just got around to calling him Freako.
Freako.
So if you were sitting on the couch, he would wiggle behind it, and he would slowly crawl up the back, and if you moved, he would leap up and latch onto your head. With full claws out and everything, and start tearing your hair and shit.
Right.
So I used to be scared of sitting on the couch while he was around because I knew he'd just crawl back there. You had to keep an eye on him at all times. And the second he went anywhere near the couch, you got to leap up and run. And he would just randomly leap at you with claws out and everything, and just latch onto your leg or your chest or whatever he'd get onto. And as a kid, he was he could leap up and grab my face if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So I just avoided him.
I don't
know what happened to him. I think we just got rid of him.
died.
Or is that the one that your neighbors backed over their legs and crawled back?
So we got a kitten.
What, it owed money?
And the people that had her before us took her tail off.
Didn't pay me my fucking money.
They snipped her tail.
Break your legs.
A cat's tail is how they feel and everything.
Yeah.
So they snipped the tail. And it was this little nub on the back.
Oh.
And so the kitten couldn't feel anything, and so she just shit, piss everywhere.
It's not the only way they can feel.
No, I know, but it's one of the main.
It's their rear sensor, basically.
Well, so our neighbor down the street just backed out of his driveway one day and backed over her back legs, and then the cat dragged itself all the way back to our house, and the neighbor followed it, didn't pick it up, didn't help it or anything, because she wanted to see where it was going.
What the fuck?
And we found her and we're like, what? And she's like, yeah, sorry, I backed up your cat's legs, and then left.
Every time Jared tells me that story, I get so mad and so sad.
And we had to put her down.
I love animals.
Yeah.
It really bums me out.
You're not gonna pay $5,000 for a lower body surgery.
So we had this like big hill behind our house too, and we buried her up there, right? Mm-hmm. And then a week later, coyote dug it up and ate it, and that was traumatizing for me as a kid.
Yeah.
On a
I can see that.
less saddening note, this one's kind of funny. In middle school, a lot of us were around our bikes in the downtown area of where we live, and one of our buddies got hit by a fucking car.
What?
Not like super hard. It only broke his arm.
The only.
But the gal gets out, and before she even asks if he's okay or anything, just calls her boss and goes, "I'm gonna be late." And then hangs out.
Honestly, that's what I would do.
And then the situation went on from there. But it's just...
Hey, chef, I hit this little bitch on my way to work. I'm going to be a little late.
The only time I called in was when I totaled my car.
Yeah?
That was the only time I was just like, I can't come in today.
How'd you total your car?
I was going through this turn section that's actually right over where we are now.
Oh, really?
That's by my house. It's an awful turn. It's on the way from the high school over there. It's the one where you turn out onto this road that goes right past us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you can either go left or right, and they just repainted, you know?
I fucking hate that road.
Yeah, I was turning left, and at first I thought it was my fault, but I started thinking about different pieces, like how the guy acted and stuff, and I realized it really wasn't. I was still...
That's right, don't even default, Connor.
Yeah, that's how you keep your insurance lower. I wasn't completely over the white line. I had my turn signal on, and this dude has his turn signal on to turn right. And only time I've made this mistake, and I definitely won't make it now, I decide to start pulling out, but I hadn't even taken my foot off the brake yet. He hits me straight on, and I do a complete 180 and end up right next to the stop sign there.
Jesus.
It bent the bottom part of my frame, which is why it was totaled, because in Oregon they don't cover redoing the frame.
Yeah.
And I was completely fine, completely unscratched, despite being essentially like T-boned, but like right on my front left fender. But the entire bumper was fucked up. It was leaking instantly, and then the dude's right lower part of his fender had a deep cut in it, but it was relatively fine. And he literally got my insurance information and then was like instantly gone. And at first the information he gave me was expired too.
What the fuck?
So I started freaking out, and I was like, I've never been in an accident before, this dude's information doesn't fucking check out.
Yeah.
I call him, I get a hold of him, and I'm just like, your stuff's fucking expired. And he's like, oh, I just gave you the wrong card. And so he sends me a picture of the updated stuff. I was like, oh my god, thank god.
Jesus Christ.
But I got really lucky. Insurance covered everything. But it covered enough to pay off my previous car loan and then pay for the first half of my current car loan. Which, that's the nice part about Wranglers. They hold value. I got more from the insurance than I paid for the initial one.
Expensive to repair. At least Jeeps in general.
Well, that depends. They're one of the most interchangeable cars out there, so a lot of the stuff you can get for cheap.
At least for me.
Yeah.
I'm the only person in my family to not have gotten in an accident before.
Really?
Now. Yeah. For now. Like, both of my sisters were just horrible drivers. They've gotten in more accidents than I have fingers.
Yeah, that's how it was for my mom, too. She's
and
terrible with accidents.
My little brother has gotten in 2 accidents.
Your brother sucks.
He sucks. He backed out. He was coming out of the high school and he backed out in the front of somebody and they rear-ended him. And then the second time he was like turning down a treacherous road and it was super icy out. Yeah. And he just slid into the railing and scraped up the entire side of his car and dented it and shit.
Holy
this
shit.
was recently.
Really?
This was like
this year.
2 months ago.
Jesus.
If that even.
And it was going to cost like $2,500 to repair it and everything. Fuck. And he's broke as fuck too. And it's like he still lives with my parents. Oh my god. I was like, really? Why were you even going down that road? You know it's slick. That's like, at the bottom of that road, there's this big pillar in front of the person's house, and every year it gets knocked over and destroyed. Yeah. Because that turn is always so icy. People just slam right into it, and they go too fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like,
People,
why?
The driver's here. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. As soon as like a snowflake falls, people are like, "Oh, oh God!"
Remember, it's 4-wheel drive, not 4-wheel stop. Your fancy truck ain't gonna do shit when you're sliding across.
And it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
All the drivers here just suck so goddamn bad.
Because of the goddamn Californian migrants.
Yeah.
Sound like my grandpa.
Well,
He was born in California, by the way.
Why?
Your cat loves me,
Spooked
dude.
She's a weirdo. Like,
shook beans. She's a little jumping bean.
she's a little. She jumps.
Did you guys ever have those, like, stupid fucking toys called Jumping
Mighty
Beans? Mighty Beans, yeah.
I love Mighty Beans.
Yes.
Fucking things.
I remember one time I was really curious, so I broke like 5 of them open just to figure out what the fuck was inside.
Wasn't it
them.
just like a big metal ball bearing?
It was like a bearing and a magnet.
Yeah. It's like a... Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They were weird. I had Cowboy one, and it was my favorite.
Cowboy one was cool.
I
liked the luchador ones.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember those? Oh, what do they call it? Shit. They were like the little figures you put on skateboards. They weren't tech decks, because that was a skateboard.
I know exactly
but
what
they were
you're
the
talking
little
about.
figures.
They kind of looked like
Were
thumbs.
they...
You would stick them on skateboards.
Oh, fuck. Because I had like, Rocket Power ones.
Yeah.
And ones that were, like...
Rocket Power was a great show.
Was a great show. I fucking love that show. That and, like, I think his name is Wet Willie. There's another, like, Sun thing. There's, like, old skateboarding companies.
Mm-hmm.
They were like that, too. What are they called?
Oh my god, I
can't remember.
We
We'll
can't
have
do
to
the
look it
podcast until they figure this out. Or we'll go, wait, I know what it is, and then end the podcast. So nobody else gets to have the satisfaction.
They looked like thumbs, though.
They're, oh god,
I can't remember.
it's right on the tip of my tongue, too.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different thing, then.
Here, I'll look it up, too. It's,
What the hell was it?
shit.
That's one of the worst feelings, too, when you know something, but you don't really know, like, the name or anything. Hi, Beans. Are you high?
She probably found my catnip stash.
Hi, Beans.
It's not too hard to find. It's right
Please
next to her cat tree.
I was gonna. Well, there's
Wasn't
some
it
right here too.
The Tech Deck dudes? Yeah.
They were just called Tech Deck.
Yeah,
Dudes?
it's the Tech Deck dudes.
Yeah.
Those guys?
Yeah.
What were they? Yeah, I guess so.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, they were tech decks. Oh, well, hey, at least I knew what it was.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those guys.
Jared, what if your cat eats the soundproofing?
Like these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They're fucking like... Because I was really into like drawing cartoons as a young kid.
I just drew hentai.
And yeah?
No.
Or you have to send me
Dude.
some of your stuff.
I wish I was that skilled.
Their mouth...
I had a Bob Ross one.
Dude, buy it.
I bet it's worth like $1,000.
Right? Yeah. But like they have like... It's a weird peanut-shaped mouth.
Mm-hmm.
At least some of them do. They're like
Yeah.
yelling and their front lip kind of like goes in
Mm-hmm.
and you can see like a lot of the side of their teeth. I always thought that was weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just made me like...
Very odd
It
designs.
just looked so weird.
Yeah. Shit. There was another like weird skateboarding figure thing too that I'm just... They were a lot smaller than the Tech Deck figure guys. And they're rounder too.
Rounder.
Bakugan.
Bakugan.
That's why I love skateboarding Bakugans.
Yeah.
They're magnetic. You could slap one on there.
I might
Slap
even
one
still
on
be
my
tking about
dick.
the Tech Deck guys, honestly.
That's
Just the
possible.
smaller ones.
Yeah, the miniature ones.
You guys ever had like I used to collect those like micro machines? They're like the tiny little cars.
Yeah! Yes, yeah! They had a little ball bearing on the bottom
Yeah!
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, those
And that's
ones.
how they rolled. They had a little ball bearing, you push them.
I used to have like a really sick track it was just a small one, but me and my friend built it out of those Hot Wheel tracks.
Yeah.
And so we
Nice.
had it like, he kind of had a shelf like this, and so we built it down, and it had this huge loop, that went on it, and it came back around to like under where it went off his shelf, and then just kind of ended. Best thing ever.
I had a bunch of those. Me and my little brother used to have like little races with them.
Yeah.
We'd move them a little bit every single time, and it was god, good times.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird tracks, remember those like multicolored tracks that would like you could shift and stuff, so they could go different directions. And you put little motorized cars on them.
Those are cool.
Oh,
yeah.
I think they were just Hot Wheel extensions.
They weren't Hot Wheels.
Cards. Really?
Like, were they controlled by a remote?
No.
Oh.
You just turned them on and the cars went. But the tracks were I specifically had one that was yellow, green, and red. And the tracks were like slotted, so you could make it straight into a turn just by kind of pushing it.
Huh.
And you can make them go up over stuff, and I don't think they had a specific name because they were under like a bunch of different brands. They weren't like patented or anything.
Interesting.
I just can't remember what they were. But I had a bunch of them.
I love
and those were awesome.
One of my when we used to live in Columbia City, when I was like a young lad.
But the boy.
Yeah, we had family friends whose dad was really like a crafty kind of guy, but like he would build like dirt ramps and stuff for like his kid for toys while he was playing, and then he had this huge fucking stock car racing track. You know what stock cars are?
Yeah,
Where it's like on the track, you control with the thing. Spent hours fucking just zooming. Like, it was as big as, like, I guess maybe your living room. Oh. Just kind of set up in this whole, like, it was in his garage.
That's super tricky.
Yeah, and they never parked out, like, in the garage just because he always had it set up. So fun.
Shit. You know what toys I haven't seen in a long time?
Huh.
Like, Thomas the Tank Engine, like, the tracks and everything.
Yeah.
They're not in stores anymore.
Yeah. My mom, when she worked...
I don't think they do a lot of media for Thomas the Tank Engine.
I know that, but, like, I had a lot of those as a kid. Like, a lot.
Yeah. I remember having
so much track.
That carpet, or that rug that was the city thing.
Playmats. Oh.
Yeah. I used to bring the Thomas the Tank Engine thing and kind of outline the carpet in it and kind of go through the city.
I feel like every elementary school had one of those, too, for a long time.
Yeah.
See, I was homeschooled.
Loser!
Fourth grade.
Nerd.
And we still had one of those. But my mom was more Christian, so she made me, like, read gospel shit along with my math.
She's like, you can play on this city map, but you have to make them drive to church.
Christian private school for a while. And just thinking back to that, it was so surreal. We'd do, like, math, and then at 12 o'clock, we'd go and do a gospel. And then we'd eat lunch, and then go back to class.
Did you guys ever go to...
Got out at like 3:30.
I don't know if I ever talked about this while we're recording, but did you guys ever go to like any type of other religious, like, I don't want to say ceremony, but like service?
No,
like
my mom told me that all other religions were heathens and horrible people, and I shouldn't associate with them.
That's fair. I went to that school that's across from... Or it's a church, I guess, that's across from where we went to school.
Yeah.
A little bit down further, it's not the old thing.
Yeah.
It's like the old person home.
Yeah, it's not that one.
No, it's not.
A little bit down further, it has the stained glass windows that are in there.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I walk past there a lot when I...
It has a really beautiful service area. Like, just the main hall.
The stained glass alone looks gorgeous.
Like,
just
it's
from the outside.
really pretty. I went to a couple masses there with my friend who I was friends with kindergarten with. Because they were Catholic.
Oh.
Child rapists. But, really pretty fucking service hall. Did I kill you, Jerry?
Choke on my own fucking spit.
I gotta say, that's one of the few phrasing it like that seems rude. That's one thing Catholics definitely got right, was like architecture.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say rape.
No.
Child rape.
I was like, whoa, where's this going?
Whoa.
Not where I was going. I just love old, like, Gothic architecture, and the stained glass windows are gorgeous.
I really want to go to, like, England or Germany and go to like, Germanic, like, cathedrals. Or,
I love the Germanic designs,
like, that type of stuff. Ugh. So cool.
Mm-hmm. What about that place in France that just burned down recently?
The Sistine Chapel.
No. It's the church.
It's right? Notre Dame.
Was it actually Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
the fucking hunchback. He lit it and he killed everybody.
Out of spite.
He was like, I can't do this anymore, and he lit it up.
He fucking
the
lit
Pope,
one up for the homies. Okay.
And the Pope have him in their secret prison underneath the... What is the Pope?
The Vatican.
The Vatican. Yeah, they got a secret prison there in the Vatican.
It's a Vatican
I want to go into their fucking library.
I do too. I want to steal so many fucking books from that library.
Right? I could... Did you guys watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where they go into the desert?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would die like that scholar did.
Yeah.
I would die in the Vatican chambers
Yeah.
just reading all of that.
Dude, if I went to the Vatican City, like that library, and like, I bet there's like some button I could press. The floor's gonna go down, and I'm just gonna find like these rolls of like
scrolls. Ancient scrolls that give you magical powers.
I bet.
Right?
And the Pope has all of them. He just doesn't show it in public.
The Pope has the fucking chaos.
It's just all pictures of kids.
The Pope has the chaos semblance.
That's canon.
That's canon in real life history.
Yeah. I learned about it in U.S. history class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember that too.
Yeah, the Pope came over to like.
And it had to be sealed away so his power wouldn't become too immeasurable.
Yeah. The Pope is trapped beneath the Vatican.
They bring him out for special gatherings, and he wears these special cuffs on his hands that dampen his power. Normally he'd be shooting lightning at people like fucking Palpatine.
I was gonna say, like, Sidious.
Dude, yeah, he's got all the Chaos Emeralds stacked on top of each other in his goddamn hat.
Yeah! They're actually just bedazzled into the cross.
He's got it on that step or whatever.
Yeah, his big ass cane.
Yeah. So I know there's like pretty cool to be the Pope.
What if each different religion had a Chaos Emerald?
Came out called
There'd be like 400 Chaos Emeralds.
7 Chaos Emeralds. There's only 7 religions. I don't know what you're talking about.
And Christianity's not one of them.
A recent
It's
show
a cult.
came out.
It's a cult.
Called like The New Pope or something, and it's about like what if an American was elected Pope. It's supposed to be really, really good.
What if Trump was elected Pope?
What's gonna happen?
What fucking timeline that is capable in?
Let me kiss your baby. I will bless him with my presence.
Sticks his finger up its butt.
No.
We're gonna
He's
build
the
a new.
Pope. We can do that now.
We're gonna build a new Vatican. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
That's a good one.
Our library will be unrivaled.
It's the best thing anyone's ever seen.
I'm the chosen one.
He's so mockable.
I just talked with God last night. He said it's all cool.
To be fair, you can mock any president, really.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know their voice. You mean
Obama. He's easily mockable.
Michelle. Give Chaos Emeralds.
Come suck my dick.
Oh my god.
Listen, if anything, Obama's sucking.
I'm gonna go Super Saiyan.
I'm gonna call you Monica.
Monica, get on the desk.
Oh my god. Oh my
Obama
god.
said that, not
No,
me.
he did.
Obama's
Obama's sitting right here with us. Welcome our special guest, Obama.
Obama.
He just says his own name.
Like a fucking Pokemon.
Hey, I'm Obama.
I'm Obama.
Hey, I'm
The
Obama.
presidency has caused him so much stress he can only remember his name.
What's his last name?
Hey, Obama.
Oh no, we discussed this. It's Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Corey.
Barack Corey Obama, or was it Barack Obama Corey?
I think it's
Barack Obama. Corey.
I think it was Barack Corey Obama, but
sounds like
I like the other way better.
This was in episode 2 of our Mario Odyssey playthrough. I remember
Timestamp
that because when I edited that video, I had to go through that clip a couple times. Just because there was something off about it, and I had to fix it, and I don't know what it was. I think one of you guys laughed a little too hard, a little too loudly,
Oh, so
Probably
and so
me.
it was like,
Yeah.
and I had to go back and fix that.
Sucks. You okay?
I hope it's blood.
He's choking on his steak.
You got breadstick in your mouth?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
So, who's picking up the tab? Hey, oi! Oh, come on, guys.
Fuck you, Jared.